first up on the list.
Oh, wow, look at that picture. First of all, I don't think I've ever looked that serious in my life. Okay. Wow. I love the elven ears.
Yes.
I love that blue tipped arrow there.
Look at the detail. Oh, I didn't even notice the ears. Those are cute.
Yes.
Didn't capture the little goatee.
Yes, very good. And my Dukes of Hazzard. I don't know how you come up with this stuff, Balano, but this is fantastic.
Well done. Well done.
Well done. Even the glasses.
Big fan.
Yeah. So, does that mean I have to talk about the Ranger? I guess
You have to talk about the Ranger.
Okay.
So versatility. What do we got for that? How do you think that the Ranger is in terms of the broadness of what it can do? How high is the ceiling on the skill of the class? You know, how active can you be, as Lynx would call it?
You can be very active right off the bat with engage and disengage or withdraw, and you're jumping back and forth right off the bat, which I've talked to some people and they find it a little disconcerting after, several hours of gameplay, but I enjoy it. You are jumping around like a jumping bean and you're having all kinds of fun right off the bat. This class is all about fun. Now, I know a lot of people, the casters, they'll come down you and they'll say, oh, you pew pew, you're a Ranger. What?
Yeah.
It's a mindless class. Well, I wouldn't say it's mindless. It's somewhat relaxing for me, who's usually played a tank, that I actually can heal myself in between the fights, which is a great advantage. I think that the ceiling for this as a pure damage class is sky's the limit. That's why I started it. I wanted a ranged class that could attack some of this higher level content they've thrown our ways.
Yep.
But right from the beginning, I like the kind of mixed bag you get. You get your range attacks and you get your melee attacks. The melee attacks run off strength. The range attacks run off dex.
Okay.
I haven't tried a two-hander yet, but apparently the two-hander is the way to go. Right now, I'm a little bit twinked out. I have a Blade of Carnage and Fell Spike that I'm using, so kick the player. Yeah, right.
Oh, you're fancy.
I'm a fancy man. Look at that picture. That looks like a fancy.
That's a fancy boy.
That's a fancy boy. Looks very pensive, though. I don't understand. But anyway.
He's focused.
That's crits.
Right. And I like the fact, which I loved in the Rogues, was the poison and bleeds. You're able to do that. You can't do poisons. You can do bleeds, which I like in combo with the Rogue. That you could, if the Rogue is poison based, you can lay bleeds and get that kind of combo going and get those, damage over times going. This is really cool, which I just found out. In the tracking, you can track mobs and your own group members and players and NPCs. Now, when I started to fool around with the tracking, I found out that you could actually take a group class, a mob's classification, and narrow it down to that. What I mean by that, like, say, for instance, the Forlorn Memory, right? He's considered a incorporeal, if I'm saying that right. Is that incorporeal a mob, like, kind of like a ghostly thing?
Yeah.
They have some classifications that I have never, maybe you guys can help me out. A monstrosity? I have no idea what a monstrosity is.
No.
I have no idea that apparently there's a mechanical class. I can't think of any mobs that we run are mechanical.
Oh, maybe they're not in the game yet.
Right. So that's got some interesting things. And I haven't had to track too much. I'm usually lost by myself. So I wish I could track myself in the world, but I guess you could do that if you wanted. But anyway, so it's got that component. Like I said, being able to heal is a good thing. But as Rake asked me, what? Go ahead.
It does sound on brand for you being lost to track yourself to find your way to get unlost. That's definitely Eddie on brand.
True. Although the Rogue did let me sneak around while I was lost and not get killed, you're right, though. That is on brand. There's a lot of good features to this class. I like like I told you, you also with the bleeds, you can use it both ranged and in close. The fractal arrow will shoot a bleed, and when you use sabotage in close, you'll be able to do that. This is also a very self-sustaining class. You can forage your own food. You can make your own traps when you forage and use the forage feature. I will say the only drawback to this class is that indoors, inside of tightly woven dungeons, it's a little bit hairy because this class definitely is OP outdoors, which I guess is like the typical Ranger story.
Sense.
Everybody thinks of Aragorn and from Lord of the Rings and such, that outdoors with the tracking and all the other stuff. So
I got 2 questions for you.
Sure.
Do you have a lot of abilities that are positional, where you need to be flanking or behind the enemy, or you get any bonuses because of that?
Yes, you will be able to. There are some shots. I think it's the swift shot that you will get more damage when you are flanking, but not a lot. Also, the furious volley is really I use it all the time, but it's really meant to use when the mob is down to probably like 20%, left with 20% health or so. Better at the end of a fight, but I continuously pew the entire time, and that's what I like because, especially with ash breathers, it's so hard to get in close. As you know, Lynx, it is hard to take that damage from these guys with these crazy fire AoEs.
Oh yes.
So,
I, for one, am looking forward to Eddie getting his ranger into ABE so I can watch him yeet himself off into the lava pool.
Yeah. We all know that's going to happen.
No, I'm definitely going to jump back right into a hot pool of lava. You know that's happening.
So speaking of the Enclave, rewinding back out of the Enclave a little bit, how would you rank the Ranger in terms of solo power? Is it a good solo class?
Ooh.
It's awesome. I mean, what? I get to shoot things. I get to heal up. I can tank things. I mean, whether I'm in close and I'm able to solo anything that's dark blue.
What about your downtime when you're soloing? Is it mana intensive? Do you have different resources that you rely on that forces you to wait it out? Cooldowns? Right. You have long cooldowns?
Well, no, not really. The only thing that's on a cooldown is the fractal arrow. And as far as the healing goes, at this point, I'm level 32.
Wow.
Or 33. My heals are like 55 a pop.
Okay.
And so, 4 or 5 heals after a fight, I'm back and ready to fight.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, nice. It's a great, it's a great solo class.
So you said dark blue? Is that chevron mobs or solo mobs?
Solo mobs. I cannot do a chevron yet, but I could. Again, if I went, the Lynx way and had my snare traps and my hamstring trap. Snare traps root the mob for 60 seconds. Hamstring will reduce the mob speed by 20%. So if I really worked it, I could do it. But, I'm so happy just going bam, bam, bam. And everybody wants high damage in a party. So even if I'm not soloing, it's easy to find a party.
So would you say that it shines more in the group environment then, or the solo?
I think it shines in the group.
Yeah.
Because once you don't have any aggro on you and you don't have something face to face chasing you or whatever, this is the class, because you can just sit there and shoot and do high damage. This is what this class is all about. The only drawback I would say is that, and I'm sure Lynx goes through with this as well, is that sometimes the group won't prepare for a fight. They just go into the fight. It's the same thing over and over. A lot of times I'm like, I wish I would had a time to set a trap or something to go to do before the fight starts. That's not used in a group setting as much as in a solo setting where you're going to set traps. But, overall, you can level solo and it's great in groups. It excels in group play.
What is the difference between the traps that the rogue has and that the ranger has? Is there a difference?
Well, we definitely have. I mean, Links. You could tell them about the rogue traps. I just told you that the snare traps are a root, and we do have. I think we do have like a root type of trap. The rogue as well, because I play the rogue also.
There's one difference though. You, as a ranger, you need actual like materials, right? You forage things and
exactly.
you craft them, or they just consume it.
Good point. The in the forage feature, when you forage stuff that you can make all these utility stuff. But yes, you have to forage the trap parts in order to make a trap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. And there's just a lot of other things, a lot of good utility things. We have a thing called flare where we can kind of shoot an arrow into the ground and brighten the area up. So it's got a lot of, it's got
that
a lot
in Monsters and Memories. Jeez.
Yeah.
The archer class has a similar ability, but you actually hit the monster and he lights up. What?
Okay.
That's cool.
So Eddie, how difficult would you say that the ranger is overall? Is it a difficult class?
What's the scale? Is it 1 to 10? Is it
Is it a high difficulty, low, medium? Like in terms of the other classes in the game?
I think I have to go with low difficulty because it's a kind of class as you go on. You could start off just using 4 things and level. You don't have to hit a lot of different buttons and get into the intricacies of the class in order to level. So I would say it's very easy. But as you go on, you will learn more and be able to develop your character to be kind of semi-complex. But as far as playability, I'm giving this, this is a very easy class.
Yeah.
But to play it at a high level, it's not so easy. That's how I would sum it up.
Okay.
So it has a high ceiling. It's accessible for a newer player, but it also has that depth that a expert player like Lynx could really dive into and tear apart and get into that really high skill ceiling type of thing.
Exactly. And talking to Lynx off air, he has talked about making a ranger, and he better not, because I already been shown up in one class. I don't understand.
Well, he is the designated alt guy. We can't keep him off of alts.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Lies. Deceit.
So
I got one question really, really quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
When you play the class, did you find the learning curve to be difficult or simple or easy to adjust to after having rogue experience? Did it help you? Or was it like did you have to relearn your playstyle?
Well, they're so vastly different. I mean,
the
rogue is very hard. I mean, I found it very hard to solo with the rogue. I just didn't have the skill level really to solo, and in this I find it very hard to solo. So I don't think the learning curve. It was almost like, and I'm not talking down about the rogue, but it was much easier to play.
Cool.
The ranger, and I've never played a ranger before, so and I know it gets a bad rap because it maybe is at the beginning very easy and kind of like mindless, but sometimes a guy like me, I like mindless. I'm here for the social aspect, getting lost, whatever have you, and
Tracking yourself. Yes,
right. I could track myself. Now this is so,
but you like power too.
I love power. And this is, if you're geared properly, this is, I think, now I don't know the, magic classes all that well, but I would put my damage against any of theirs, against theirs any day of the week. I mean, just the overall, just the combat, you're in constant combat. There is no, And as a matter of fact, momentum is a big thing. Momentum is a feature that it's used in the Ranger. You must keep that momentum going in order to get your skill points at a certain level to get off your abilities. So it's all about that.
If anybody sees this and disagrees with Eddie on this assessment, make sure you comment below. Let him know how wrong he thinks he is.
Yes. Yes, send me a personal email and we'll go toe to toe.
Ooh.
So, up next we have